Hi everyone and welcome to Billy Fitzgerald Golf. And tonight I want to go over pitching. So we're going to review a couple key things that I think we need to be aware of in pitching your ball. And you know what? This tutorial that I'm going to go over not only can help your pitching but your full swing. I have done this so many times I can't count, where we've got someone struggling in the full swing. They're really locked up in their shoulders and their hands. There's no freedom. I take them right to this. I take them right to pitching. So the very first thing that we're going to do is setup. So when you set up to your golf ball, and this is probably the biggest mistake that I see in short game, is if your setup's wrong, then the club won't bottom out right. So I've got this stick right here. It's just right of center in my stance. So if I were to take this golf club and pitch, and the club started working and it started to bottom out behind this line, behind this yellow line, I've got a problem. Well, I can tell you right now, because I can feel it, of what's happening. This is how I see most people set up to their pitch shot. So when they set up, they know they want to get left, so they lean left, and their right shoulder goes down, their head goes back, their eyes are way behind the ball. That's where you're going to bottom out. So we've got to find another way to get left, and that is to go tilt on your left side. So it would be the same thing as if I went left foot, right toe. So what that's going to do is raise my right shoulder up. It's going to move my head left and my eyes left, so they're left of the ball. So if I were to do that, see, I'm in the same position and I go left foot, right toe, you can start to see how the club starts to bottom out on this side of that stick. So that's what I want to feel like. So if I were to put the club up in my right hand, put my left hand on my left hip, and I push my left hip in, which pushes my right shoulder up and pulls my head over and across that line, and then go down, so you can see I'm kind of stacked over my left leg, and that's where I want to be. I've got to get that right if I want ball first contact. So that's number one. We've got to get your setup right. The second thing is grip. Now, especially in an area like this where it's tight lie, I'm close to the green, I don't want a lot of up and down with my club, right? So I don't want a lot of wrist hinge, so I've got to limit that. So what do? Well, we know in the full swing it's in the fingers, because that's where all the speed is. That's where our maximum amount of speed is, in the fingers. So we go into the palm, but my hand is going to work the same way. See, I've got to have these levers, these joints line up, so my arm can still work this way in my shoulder socket. So instead of the fingers, I put it right in my palm. My right hand's going to be the same, but I still want to feel like I can go back and forth with this arm. Now, when I swing back, I can only get so much lever here, right? If I put it in the fingers, there's a lot more, but I don't want, again, all that up and down. So the change in grip is your left hand. It looks the same, but it's in the palm of your hand here instead. So now we get into the motion. What I would say is, make sure that your left and right arm can work independently from their shoulder sockets. So we'll start with right arm. And when you do this, you want to line up with your right arm, or you want to line up the golf ball with your right shoulder. So I get the golf ball lined up with my right shoulder. Again, I need to be able to feel the weight in this golf club, so I can feel the head of the club. That's why this is, again, it's such a great, even if you're not working on pitching, this is a great review of what the full swing should feel like. My shoulder lines up with the golf ball, and I allow my shoulder to work, or I allow my arm to work independently in my shoulder socket. So you can see that my shoulder isn't moving all around, because I wouldn't know where the golf club's going to end up. This way I have a consistent bottom out point. So I line up just right of center, lean left a little bit, my shoulder's going to stay right here, and I let the club just run right into the golf ball. Okay, so do I hit down into it? Well, the club does go down into it, but the weight of the club pulls on my arm. That's why the shoulder has to stay high enough so I don't hit it fat. So the reason I can get good consistent contact is the shoulder stays high enough so I don't hit it fat and have to pull my arm in, and my arm stays soft enough so the club can get down all the way to the ball. If my arm's too tight, I'm more than likely going to hit it thin. So again, that's why this is such a great drill. It goes throughout the game. So left hand only. I line it up with my left shoulder and do the same thing. So I'm going to lean left, so my bottom out point is to the left of the ball. I'm going to lean left, line it up with my shoulder, left of the ball. Left arm is a little harder, and let the weight of the club just fall right into the golf ball. Okay, so you can see both shoulders were not moving. My arms were moving independently of the shoulder, in this shoulder socket. Now, it's going to look a little bit different when I put both hands on, because now my hands are at a fixed point and my shoulders are going to move. But I don't feel anything different. So when I get here, I get my grip there, I get my setup, and I start to move my arms. Now my shoulders are moving, but it doesn't feel any different. Now if I were to just do that, get my grip, lean left, and just make my arms go. Now that was pretty good. We could get away with that, but we need something to get my arm up to the ball. So it's actually going to do a couple things. So it's a little easier from down the line. If I showed you from down the line, what's going to happen? So we need to add some body movement. In other words, anytime this club is moving through the ball, my left leg has to push away. So this club and my left leg are connected. So as I swing through, my left leg pushes back, and it pulls my right side through. It pulls me up to the ball. It also keeps my right hip from moving up and into the ball. So again, if I lean left from down the line, my left leg pushes back and it pulls me up and into the ball. So this right hip doesn't move into the ball. In other words, so I don't crash into the ball and leave no room for my hands to work. So let's put that together. So we've got our setup, our grip, our arms working independently, and then we've got the pivot. So we're going to match all that up. Now, what I highly suggest is that when you're even out on the golf course, when you're playing, make some practice swings. So again, you can feel how the weight of the club goes into the ground. That's one. But two, where the golf club is bottoming out, because that's going to determine ball position. If you're struggling a little bit, maybe your setup's a little off. You've got to pay attention to where your club is bottoming out, because that's where the ball's got to go. So I get my grip. I lean left. As my arms feel like they move independently in my shoulder sockets, I add this pivot now. So I can start to see where this club is bottoming out. So again, get my grip, leaning left, feel the club bottom out. So as my arms move, I push back away. So my left leg pulls my right arm up to the ball. Do it again, lean left. Feel how my arms move. Now my left leg is pushing back. And I can feel, see, I'm soft enough in my arms so I can feel how the weight of the golf club moves through the golf ball. So that would be a standard pitch. We've gone over grip, we've gone over setup, we've gone over head of the golf club, how your right and left arms move. Lastly, I would suggest if you need to make the ball go higher or lower, right? We're not going to do that with your body. Your body, everything is going to stay the same, because the biggest thing here is that you hit ball first contact. You've got to be able to control your low point. Your right hand is going to control the loft of the club. So if my knuckles are a little bit more behind, it's lower. Medium, higher, right? So if I just did this with just my right arm, so you can see what my right arm's doing, everything is the same. I pivot, so I would go high, low, medium. So nothing else changes but how my club reacts. So again, if we were to hit one low, my knuckles would drag a little bit. I'd feel the weight of the club drag a little bit, and so on and so forth. So give this review, even if you're struggling with your full swing, I would give this review a shot. You won't believe how it'll help your full swing. It'll help your contact. Obviously, it's a good review when you get in a short game and you need to control the trajectory of the golf ball. So go out and have some fun with it, and I hope this helps your game, your all-around game, not just your short game. Hi everyone, like and subscribe to my channel, Billy Fitzgerald Golf, for all tips on golf. If you'd like a live lesson or want to send me a message, visit me at billyfitzgeraldgolf.com.